Never tired of watching that number 10 in action, Anthony Stevens. Steve-O, congratulations. Great to see you again. How's everything in the bush? All good?
No, I live in the city actually. I live in Elwood, so your research is not going real well, is it, Sandy?
Hang on, start again. Do you like living in Melbourne after being in the country for so long?
I'm probably half-half. I'm a bit of a country boy, but as well as a bit of a city boy. So
292 games, and your determination, your courage and your resilience was extraordinary. Where did that come from?
I'm not too sure. I mean, I grew up on a dairy farm, so you know, my hero was my father. So he was a good country footballer. Mum and Dad were poor, and I left school when I was 15. So essentially, I went home and run the farm, and Dad had to go driving trucks financially for financial reasons. So probably that taught me to actually get out there and get off my backside. And my dad wasn't hard on me, but he made sure that I was doing everything I needed to make sure the farm was run properly.
And played like that in junior footy as well?
Well, I think so. I've got a bad memory, so I can't think back that far. So.
You've been speaking to Ross.
He's funny, Ross, isn't he? I'll tell you what, he knows how to drink.
Please don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. How important was it for you coming through the under-19s with Dennis Pagan at the helm?
Definitely. It was interesting. Before I got drafted, North come and spoke to me, and the recruiting guys actually spoke about Dennis being the under-19s coach and how hard he was and etc. And I was a bit nervous because I was a mad Collingwood supporter and I wanted to get drafted to Collingwood. So, but in the end, North were one of two clubs that actually spoke to me. And in the end, when I went down to North, I was pretty well prepared because I knew that I had to be pretty fit, and that was probably one of my strengths. So, in the end, I wasn't surprised how hard training was, but it was very hard. And in that era, you know, we'd get 100 kids coming down the 19s, and all of a sudden we'd be down to, say, 30 or 40 guys running around. And in the end, you know, it was based on, you know, the mental strength. And Dennis knew what he was getting when he became coach because he knew that he could push every button in either or all the players that were playing in the 90s. And yeah, I mean, I think everyone's heard, you know, what players think of Dennis and how he's a father figure to us all, and you know, put us in the right direction in life, not as footballers, but as people in general.
The cream always rises to the top in sport. You were runner-up in the Sid Barker Medal in '96. You won it in '99, and the club won its 2 flags in those 2 years. That must have been an extraordinary feeling for you.
Yeah, well, I suppose one thing that I'm proud of as a footballer is that I was consistent week in, week out. But I had 2 pretty amazing footballers, Wayne Carey and Wayne Swass, getting around at that time. So I never ever thought I'd ever win a best and fairest. I was just happy to be up amongst it. But you know, we had an amazing era in the 90s, and you know, won 2 premierships, and we should have probably won a 3rd one as well. So. But, you know, the bond and the mateship we had back then, that was the biggest thing. You know, it's not about individual awards, it's actually about team footy and winning that premiership that we have behind us. And hopefully, congratulations to Reece. I sent him a text today, getting appointed as coach, and I was down at the footy club a couple of years ago, and I see the quality of individuals we actually have as players, and trust me, we're in for some good times coming up.
Well, you certainly shared in some great times. Congratulations on your career. You're in the top 10. Well done. Anthony Stevens.